You know the feeling, right? You're staring at that big, important task, and suddenly, organizing your sock drawer feels like the most urgent thing in the world. We have all been there. Well, today, we're going to dig into why we do this to ourselves and, more importantly, learn some simple mind hacks to finally beat it.
So this is the big question, isn't it? And I promise you, the answer has nothing to do with being lazy or undisciplined. The real reason we put things off is, well, it's a fascinating quirk in how our brains are wired. It's kind of like a self-defense mechanism that just backfires. Spectacular.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk about this universal struggle. Then, we'll dive into why we wait. After that, the fun part, mind hacks that actually work. And finally, we'll figure out your very first step.
All right, let's jump right into section 1. It's time to bust a huge myth about what procrastination really is, because it is probably not what you think.
Okay, this slide is everything. On the left, you see what we beat ourselves up about, right? Laziness, bad time management, some kind of character flaw. But look at the right. The science is clear. Procrastination is an emotional problem. It's a way our brain tries to avoid negative feelings like anxiety, boredom, or self-doubt. See, when a task makes us feel bad, one part of our brain just screams, "Nope, let's get a quick hit of relief and watch a cat video instead." It's a short-term fix that, causes some pretty big long-term problems.
So, if it's all about dodging these bad feelings, what are the big culprits? What are the psychological triggers that make us hit the brakes? Let's take a look.
And here's the first big one, good old fear of failure. It's that little voice in your head going, what if this isn't any good? What if people think I'm a fraud? That anxiety can feel so real, so intense, that doing nothing actually feels safer than trying and maybe not getting it perfect.
And right on the heels of that fear comes its best friend, perfectionism. See, when we tell ourselves that the outcome has to be absolutely flawless, the pressure just becomes paralyzing. Suddenly, this normal task turns into this massive all-or-nothing performance, and who wants to even start something like that? So, we don't.
And finally, there's the sneaky one, decision fatigue. You might know it as analysis paralysis. You think about the task, and then all the ways you could do it, and all the things that might go wrong, and pretty soon your brain is just drowning in options. It just gets overwhelmed and stalls out, and doing nothing becomes the easiest choice of all.
Okay, enough about the problem. We get it. Now for the good stuff. Section 3 is our toolkit. We're talking simple, powerful mind hacks you can use today to break that cycle and just get going.
Our first trick is honestly my favorite. It is so simple, it almost feels like cheating. It's called the 2-minute rule.
And that's it. That's the whole trick. Seriously, just pick that thing you've been dreading, that report, the laundry, whatever, and tell yourself, I'm only doing this for 2 minutes. That's 120 seconds. Come on, anyone can do anything for 2 minutes. And here's why it's pure magic. The goal isn't to finish. The goal is just to start. It's about overcoming inertia, because that's the hardest part, right? Getting off the couch. But once you're in motion, you've already won the biggest battle. And what you'll find, more often than not, is that you just keep going.
Okay, next up we have a direct weapon against that perfectionism we were just talking about. I love this one. Just aim for B-.
So this is all about lowering the stakes. You have to literally give yourself permission to do a crappy first draft. A messy, imperfect, good enough for now version. The only thing that matters is getting it done. Just get something down on the page.
And this quote just says it all. This trick works because it splits up the two parts of your brain, the creator and the critic. You let the creator make a mess without judgment. Later, and only later, you can let the critic come in and polish it up. You can always edit a B- paper into an A. You absolutely cannot edit a blank page.
And our final hack is for when you're just feeling completely overwhelmed. To fight decision fatigue, you have to make the decision ridiculously, unbelievably tiny. So forget the whole giant project. What is the absolute tiniest first step? Not write the report, but open a new document. Not clean the kitchen, but put one dish in the dishwasher. That's it. That's the only thing you have to decide to do. The giant, scary task just becomes a tiny, non-threatening little action.
And that brings us to our final section. We've figured out the why, and we've got our tools. Now let's talk about how to actually start rewiring your brain for good. If you remember one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. We have it completely backward. We sit around waiting to feel motivated so we can start working.
But it doesn't work that way. Action comes first. Taking one tiny, easy action is the spark that creates the feeling of motivation.
So let's wrap it all up. First, remember this is an emotional game, not a logical one. You gotta trick your brain a little. Use tiny starts to build momentum that's hard to stop. Let the action itself be your fuel. And please, always, always choose progress over that impossible, paralyzing idea of perfection.
So, that's it. I'm going to leave you with this one question. A challenge, really. A chance to put this into action right now. Don't think about it too much. Just pick something. Set a timer for 2 minutes and go. What's it going to be?